Welcome to the Pennsylvania Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so please be sure to sign up for more. The presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Pennsylvania. And now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters. And first up is Marywood University.
Hello, everybody. My name is Eddie Perry. I'm an admissions counselor at Marywood University, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about the school today. So here's just some fast facts. We have about 2,000 students on campus. If you include all graduate students, it's a little over 2,000. Average class size is about 30-35 in your core classes and 20 to 25 once you get into your major. And we are 12-to-1 student faculty ratio. So these are just some of the examples you will take part of in some of our programs, either in your first semester or your first year during your freshman year at Marywood. Some examples are architecture, you'll design a problem the first day. Education, you'll be in observations in local schools within your first semester. And another example is nursing. You could do a simulation lab practice within your first year as well. So these are just some of the examples that will take part during your freshman year at Marywood. So we have over 100 clubs and organizations on campus. These are just some of them. Some of the more popular ones are student government, orientation leaders, residence assistants, campus ministry, just to name a few. These are some events that you could do on campus. Bingo is a really big deal at Marywood because of the prizes everybody could win. Some of our other bigger events are during our family weekend and a flapjack fest, which is like a midnight breakfast for every fall and spring semester, and Marywood Madness that will help. Marywood Madness that is held before the basketball season starts. Some off-campus events. So we are located in Scranton, so we're about 2 hours from Philly and a little over 2 hours from New York City. So we do have a lot of bus trips and things like that that students take advantage of. We have about 10 to 15 minutes away is Montage Mountain. It's a ski resort, and the AAA team for the Yankees is also there. So there's also the Poconos, which is about a half an hour away if you're into outdoor activities as well. So there definitely is a lot to do off campus. So these are just some of the examples that the bus trips students take to New York and Philly to go see Broadway shows, amusement parks like Hershey Park, Dorney Park, and they'll do some seasonal events like fall festivals around the Scranton area, drive-in movies, whitewater rafting in the Poconos when the weather gets nice, and hiking and so on and so forth. And all of these bus trips are completely free to the students as well. So we also have study abroad options. We have semester-long placements that are a part of the curriculum in some programs like art, architecture, and nutrition. We also have faculty-led trips, which are definitely shorter, usually around the spring break. That's about a week long. And then we do also have summer study abroad placements as well. So we are in the Division III for our athletics. We are part of NCAA Division III, the Atlantic East Conference. We have 22 varsity sports teams. These are just some of the sports we have for men and women. Our newest sport for men is rugby. So this is a little bit about the admissions process. We have a rolling admissions process, so that means you could apply when you want. You could apply using the common application or our own Marywood application. We'll have a decision within 7 to 10 business days. And we just need a couple items to complete your application for the admissions process. We need a completed application, your official high school transcript, SATs or ACT scores, which are going to be optional for this for fall 22 classes coming in, and at least one letter of recommendation. So once all the admissions counselors have everything that we need, we usually make a decision, like I said, within 7 to 10 business days. All freshmen get a merit scholarship. So just really quick, our tuition, the sticker price before financial aid and scholarships Commuting, it's about 37 for the year. If you include housing as well, it's about 51. So that's tuition plus room and board is about 51. But all freshmen get a merit scholarship that ranges anywhere from $16,000 to $23,000 per year. And that just depends on your GPA and if you're going to include your SATs or ACTs or not. And we also have a couple other smaller ones as well. And we also accept external scholarships as well. So we are open for in-campus visits and tours. All you have to do is go online and schedule a campus visit today online. We also have a lot of virtual options as well. We have virtual personal appointments. We have virtual admissions info nights. And then myself and the other admissions staff and the counselors are on Instagram daily at 4 o'clock, where we do a story Q&A every day at 4 o'clock. So we are open. We also are just started summer Saturdays as well. So if you like to come on the weekend, we're also open as well. But we are open during the week at 10, 11, 1, and 2 for your visits. And then throughout the days on Saturdays, on select Saturdays throughout the summer. And here's some contact info if you guys need to get in touch with me. My email and phone number is right there. So thanks for your time.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Next up is Bloomsburg University of Pennsylvania.
Hi, my name is Lindsay. I'm one of the assistant directors of admissions at Bloomsburg, and I'm also the transfer coordinator. So big picture, Bloomsburg by the numbers, what you're probably interested in knowing is we have about 9,000 students, so that officially makes us a medium-sized university. We're not super small, but we're not super large either. We do have over 250 clubs and organizations, so pretty much every major has something. And if there's truly something you're interested in, but we don't offer it, you can actually start your own club or organization. It's not difficult to do. We do have 5 different colleges that make up the university, so you would be a part of one of these first 4 academic colleges, depending on what your major is. And then the 5th college is the honors college, so that would be optional. We house our 57 majors and 66 minors. We also have 21 graduate programs. For the cost of attendance, you can get an annual estimate here, a little over $21,000 for in-state Pennsylvania students. And that's broken by tuition for your classes, fees, transportation fee, technology fee, student activities fee. If you want to see all the fees, they are listed online. Room based on a traditional residence hall, and meal plan based on one of the most extensive meal plans. So if you do want to choose a lesser meal plan, and depending on what room you're assigned to, that can ultimately impact the total cost. How to apply? You'd want to fill out the application directly on BU website. Enter in the fee waiver code to save the $35 application fee. For the year of 2022, it should be up to Husky 2022. We are currently test optional, and then we would need your official high school transcripts that could be emailed or mailed to us. And then any other items are optional. When should you apply? Early August is when the application becomes available. So we aim for August 1st. So that should probably be before you start your senior year of high school. We say it takes about 2 to 4 weeks to get a decision from the time your application is complete with required documents. We are rolling admissions, so we will continue to accept and review applications throughout the school year. The exception is nursing, where there is a deadline and review process. So the deadline is November 15th. You can check out Bloomsburg from the comfort of your own home. So let me go back to that last slide. We do have a bunch of options to check out campus. And then of course we are back to doing in-person tours. So you can sign up at bloomu.edu/visit and check out all of our videos, pictures, all of our resources. And make sure that you do follow us on social media. We're now on TikTok as well. So it's not just staff posting, that's also not just Bloomsburg University, specifically admissions is on social media, and we have our students posting, so you get to truly see what a day in the life of a BU student is like. And finally, here's my contact information. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thanks very much. Next up is Allegheny College.
All right, well, hello everybody. My name is Sean Orris. I am one of the assistant directors of admissions for Allegheny College. And we'll be giving you a quick rundown here of what we have to offer. As you can see on the screen, we are located in a relatively rural location with a lot of beautiful hiking trails and everything, but there's also the city of Meadville that we're technically located in as well. So you get a little bit of the best of both worlds. 32nd oldest college in the country is a brief fun fact as well. So let's go ahead and dig into some of the details by the numbers, so to speak here. We are actually in the top 20 for best undergraduate teaching colleges in the country, according to some recent studies, and specifically number 35 for best liberal arts colleges of kind of our range area. One other thing that we do to make sure that we have a really great environmental science program, we try and live up to that specifically, and we achieve carbon neutrality. We were the 8th in the country overall, and we actually were the first in Pennsylvania to be able to achieve that. So that's been a great resource from some of our research that's come out of the college. We are also about 1,800 students altogether, specifically all just undergraduates. So you're there for undergraduate students looking to get into research, which we have many of our accolades for. You don't need to compete with grad students to really work with the professors. We are geared for the undergrads first and foremost. And we love to have our professors. We have about 6 hours of office hours required technically from our faculty to work with students directly. And most of them take more than that simply because they are here to teach and to research with the undergrads. So it's a really great community on that front. We are also 100% residential. So there's a variety of different housing on campus, whether you're talking about the residence halls or more theme style housing or apartment style, suite style, but we do keep all our students on campus. So it's relatively easy to work through that. About 18 students for our average class size. It's worth mentioning that the student teacher ratio is actually 11:1. So by the time you get to the tail end, the earliest, you might have like 32 students in a seminar in a bio lab, for instance. And most cases, you're going to have about 18 students tops in a class, typically more in the area of 9 to 11 or so. 28% of our students are actually first gen, so first in their family to come to college, and 28.5 are also domestic students of color. Worth noting that we are part of the College That Changed Lives network as well, which is one of 40 colleges within a network based on the book that was written by Laura Pope. Next slide as well, we can go into a little bit more of the geographies that we serve. So we actually have 49 of the 50 states covered at Allegheny. So there's always somebody here. No one really leaves for the weekends in that case because most people would have a very far trip. 49 states and 50 or 70 countries represented altogether. Meadville itself has a population of about 1,500, so that 15,000, which gives you a little bit more flexibility. So there's a lot of like local coffee shops and a lot of nice downtown kind of dining areas. To give a little bit of flexibility, but the major cities nearby, Pittsburgh's only about an hour and a half, Cleveland just shy of 2 hours, Toronto, Canada is only 3.5, and Buffalo, New York is only 2, especially if you wanted to go see Niagara Falls or so forth. So some things that distinguish Allegheny, just that we could touch on here as well. The major minor combination I will actually touch on briefly, as well as undergraduate research, but it's worth touching about experiential learning because as I just talked about with the environmental science and the carbon neutrality, we like to get our students involved right from the get-go and really give hands-on experiences. That can include also study abroad in addition to research projects, which ties into undergraduate research. Study abroad, we do have a lot of partnership programs, as some of our panelists have already mentioned as well. So there are partnership programs to do semesters abroad with no additional cost to your tuition rates, because there's that partnership already established between the two universities. We also do 3-week experiential learning trips, which you actually get for credit. You do that at the very end of the school year after finals in May. And you basically go with a faculty member and a bunch of other Allegheny students to any number of different locations. Sri Lanka, for instance, was one where a group of environmental science majors went to as well to do some on-hand work and research both. So I touched a little bit about the major minor combination. This is where you can see a little bit how we break that down. We have 3 main divisional areas of humanities, natural sciences, and social sciences. And then additionally, you have the interdivisional, which is kind of outside, but combines all the other elements together as well. You pick a major in one of these areas, and then you pick a minor in one of the others. We want you to really be intellectually curious and think outside the box, learn outside the lines, as our new logo is. To really be able to make sure that you're getting a full broad experience. And you don't have to declare to the end of your second semester or your second year. So you have to the end of sophomore year. That may sound like a lot, but we actually have it built in that you can finish a major within 2 years, realistically, based on our structure. So there's plenty of time to explore, build all these different pieces together. And many of our students take 2 to 3 minors even. They get so involved with the studies. So that's one little note as far as that goes. But all of our students also do a senior research project, which we call the senior comp. This is an original piece of undergraduate research, which you propose and conduct and defend with faculty mentors. We have seminars from the first day you arrive on campus to scaffold throughout all 4 years of your experience here to prepare you for this moment. But it's worth noting that that is 100% undergraduate research for all our students. And that actually got us an award in 2016 for #1 for undergraduate research in the country, as you can see as well, which is something we're quite happy about. This leads to a lot of great stats for after graduation, including 30% or higher in graduate and professional school with 80 to 100% placement rates, just so they can give you an idea of how it goes. And we have a lot of students that go into nonprofit and service areas as well. So here's a little bit of additional information. You can feel free to reach out to us at any of these contacts. Feel free to email me as well. I'll try and provide some contact information. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day in this presentation cycle.
Great, thank you very much. Next up is Gwynedd Mercy University.
There we go. Hi, everyone. My name is Daniela. I am a senior admissions counselor here at Gwynedd Mercy University. And I'm going to be taking you through just a short presentation of the school. So we were founded in 1948 by the Sisters of Mercy. So we are a small private Catholic institution. We have just under 2,000 undergraduate students. I would say just under 1,000 of which actually live on campus. So we have a nice mix of commuter and residential students. Something to keep in mind for later in my presentation, 100% of our first-time full-time students do receive a generous amount of financial aid and scholarship. We're about 30 minutes outside of Philadelphia. One thing we do pride ourselves on is our student to faculty ratio. It really facilitates a great learning environment. You really get to know your professors as well as the students you're learning with over the course of 4 years to create those professional networks that you'll be able to utilize post-graduation. We have over 30 undergraduate majors and 15 minors to offer our students. Just to name a few, these are 3 schools that we have under Gwynedd Mercy University. So we have the School of Arts and Sciences, Business and Education, and Nursing and Allied Health Professions. I do also like to mention our University Studies program. It's essentially like a pathway program for students who either don't know what they want to do upon arriving to college, which is perfectly okay. It allows you to take different courses in different disciplines so you can find out more about each different major and find out what is the best fit for you. University Studies is also designed for students who are trying to get into some of our allied health programs. If they don't meet our exact requirements, we won't turn you away. We do like to give you a shot. So University Studies is a way for you to show us that you have what it takes for those nursing and allied health profession majors. So here at Gwynedd Mercy University, we do believe in real world experiences. We know you can only learn so much from a textbook, watching PowerPoint presentations, as ironic as that is. So we do want all of our students to participate in some sort of service, research, internship, or other real world experience. For instance, our education majors, we have something called the TAP program, the Teacher Apprenticeship Program. Basically, you get classroom experience starting your first semester freshman year, and you'll get all that experience every semester that you're here so that you're fully prepared after graduation. For those interested in nursing or allied health professions, you are going to get a lot of clinical hours in. For instance, nursing majors, you'll graduate with over 500 clinical hours total. And then we do have something called Handshake as well, similar to LinkedIn, but it allows our students to put out their resumes and other ways to professionally network with others in their field of study. And then in addition to that, we do have study abroad options for that real world experience as well. We do offer different term lengths. So there are semester long, 3 weeks long. Sometimes we do have a few months long. But that option is up to any student who is interested in it. And we do have places as far as Asia, New Zealand, or as close as South America. So at Gwynedd Mercy, we are NCAA Division III athletics. We do have 19 varsity sports to offer our students, as well as different clubs and organizations. The one great thing about being a smaller institution is it's pretty easy to start up a club or organization if we don't have it already represented on campus. All you really need is you, 4 of your closest friends, and a faculty advisor, and we can get that up and running for you. In addition to the study abroad, we do also have alternative spring break. You're not really knocking out college credits with that, so to speak, but during the week you're off for spring break, you can go anywhere in the continental US and do more of a service or missions trip. So we've had students go to Arizona, New Zealand, or sorry, not New Zealand, New Mexico, and New Hampshire. And then a little bit about what we do in the Office of Admissions. So we do have something called rolling admissions. Basically means two things. One, we don't have a harsh deadline of when we need all of your application materials. And two, once we receive all of your materials, we can usually have a decision for you within 2 to 3 weeks. Nursing and allied health professions is closer to the 3-week mark just because of the volume of applications we get for those majors. So if you have not already applied, best time to do so is now. We are still reviewing applications for fall 2021. But if you're a junior in high school right now, our application will open for you on the Common App or on our website starting August 1. And what we would need from you, so we would need that completed application form either on the Common App or on our website, your official high school transcript, and then we are test optional currently, and we do believe we are going to be holding on to that for fall 2022. So we wouldn't need your SAT or ACT scores. If you've taken it, awesome, you can submit them. We will look at them. But for some of the majors, specifically nursing and allied health professions, if you're not submitting SAT or ACT scores, you would then need to submit a supplemental letter of recommendation. So tuition and fees, as I mentioned earlier in the presentation, 100% of our first-time full-time students do receive a generous amount of financial aid and scholarship. So no one ever pays the sticker price. So as you can see, our nursing and allied health profession students pay just under $37,000, and then all other programs is just under $36,000. Room and board is not included. It's on a sliding scale. It all depends on the type of housing you choose, the type of meal plan you pick. But the reason I say no one ever pays sticker price is because at point of accept, all students are evaluated for merit scholarship. So we do have 2 different scholarships that we offer our students. The Mary Bernard Scholarship, which ranges between $13,000 to $17,000. And then we have the Macaulay Scholarship, which ranges between $18,000 to $19,000. We do have a presidential scholarship as well, which is a full tuition scholarship for students who qualify. They will be notified in their acceptance letter. The great thing about our merit scholarships, though, is that they are renewable for all 4 years that you would attend Gwynedd Mercy University. So that is all I have for you. Thank you very much. And you can contact our Office of Admissions at admissions@gmercu.edu. And if you have any other questions, just drop them in the Q&A below. Thanks.
Great, thank you very much. Our next presentation is from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rebecca. It's great to meet you all that are here, but I'll go ahead and get started just because we do have a short amount of time. So as you can see, I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Just a quick overview about who we are. We do have 3 different campuses, 2 residential campuses, one in Daytona Beach, Florida, and one in Prescott, Arizona. We do also have our worldwide online campus, so you do have your choice between attending at any one of our residential campuses in person or online if you wanted to do a degree online. Obviously, we're an aeronautical university. One of our biggest programs is our flight program. So a huge benefit about our location is that our Daytona Beach campus is actually literally adjacent to our Daytona Beach International Airport. And our Prescott, Arizona campus is right in northern Arizona. So it has both campuses have great flying weather. And our Prescott campus is only about 10 minutes from the local airport as well. We do love to emphasize that our students get very tangible experiences while being on campus, very similar to some other schools that we're talking earlier. We do have relatively small class sizes for a college campus. So our Daytona Beach average class size is about 27 students with about 7,000 students on campus total. Our Prescott average class size is about 24 students with about 3,000 students on campus. And what I love to emphasize is our placement rate. So very similar to some other schools that we're talking as well. By applying to Embry-Riddle, you actually apply directly into the major that you want. So if you get accepted, you're accepted directly into that program. So when you actually start at Embry-Riddle, you are going to be taking classes directly into the major that you're accepted for. And right from the beginning, you're getting experiential learning, hands-on experiences, both in and out of the classroom. And that definitely leads to our 94% placement rate. So basically what that says is 94% of our students that graduate will either get a job directly related to what they studied at Embry-Riddle or decide to go to grad school within 1 year of graduating. So obviously the time that they spend at Embry-Riddle is well valuable for when they actually do go graduate. And we aren't all classes all the time. We do have 350 plus clubs and organizations on campus. One of the most popular clubs is a skydiving club on campus. So it's not necessarily all about your major and what you're studying, with what you're involved in as well. We have a lot of unique clubs and organizations on campus as well. You also can most definitely get a wider world view at Embry-Riddle as well. We do have Division II athletics at our Daytona Beach campus. We also have NAIA athletics at our Prescott, Arizona campus as well. We do also have the opportunity for students to study abroad. So if you wanted to take a summer term or a semester to go study abroad, we do have the opportunity for you to take classes in a different country and get college credit. We do also have ROTC programs as well. So our Daytona Beach campus has all 4 branches of ROTC, and our Prescott, Arizona campus has both Air Force and Army. I do highly encourage you to look into applying to those scholarships during your springtime junior year, up until the deadlines close about fall of your senior year, if you are currently a junior or going into your senior year. Definitely is a great time to start looking into those scholarships if that's what you're interested in applying to, but you do not need to be on scholarship to still participate in ROTC. We also do have Greek life, and I love to emphasize the fact that it's not necessarily the Greek life that you see in the movies. It's definitely a community on campus if that's what you're interested in, but it's by no means pressured upon our students to feel like they have to join if they don't want to. So if you want to join any one of our other 300 plus clubs and organizations on campus, you most definitely can. It's just one other organization or type of organization that you can join if you're into finding community and philanthropy on campus. I won't go through all of these programs, but here are some notable programs that we have on campus. We have a lot of others as well, but just to touch on a few, you can see the wide variety of what we do offer. Aeronautical science is our flight program. So if you're interested in becoming a commercial pilot, that would be aeronautical science. That is our one major on campus that does include flight training. So just note that if you are interested in flight training, it would be aeronautical science. Aerospace engineering is one of our more popular ones as well. We've actually been #1 in the nation for aerospace engineering for the last 20 years, according to US News and World Report. But of course, throughout the rest of the list as well, you can see some of our interesting majors. Aerospace physiology is actually specifically offered at our Daytona Beach campus. It's the first and only program in the nation, and it actually studies how the human body is affected in space. So I definitely encourage you to take a look at all of our programs to see if one may interest you. So to actually become an Eagle in our admissions process, we are not on the Common App, but our fall 2022 application is actually open. So if you're going into your senior year, I definitely encourage you to apply and apply early, just because some of our programs do have a little bit of limited space. But you'll go right to our website and choose your specific campus you're interested in. Please only submit one application, or else we'll just call you back and ask you to just pick one campus and one major to apply to. You can use the DBPC fee waiver code to waive the application fee. And after you do submit your application, we will need at least your high school transcripts, which we accept in the mail, via email or electronic service like Naviance or Parchment. We are test optional. We've actually been test optional for the last few years, so that nothing changed with COVID. If you have test scores and you feel like they reflect who you are as a student, then you can feel free to submit them along with our other optional documents that you can see on the screen, whatever will allow you to put your best foot forward. And if you have any types of questions at all, feel free to let me know. Financial aid, I know, is a big question. Feel free to reach out if you have any financial aid questions. You can scan this for QR code there to fill out a virtual inquiry form as well, so that we know you're interested in Embry-Riddle. And obviously you can see my contact information as well. But that is all that I have. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.
Excellent. Thanks very much. And finally, next up is Arizona State University.
Probably help if I unmuted myself. There we go. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kyle, and I'm an admissions representative for Arizona State University. If you don't know anything about Arizona State University, we are located in the state of Arizona. Wow, I know, surprising. We are located in Phoenix, Arizona. A lot of people don't know that Phoenix is actually the 5th largest city in the United States. So we really have some of that kind of college feel while also getting that big city feel as well. A lot of prime location to very important things like internships, jobs, and fun things too, like things that you can actually do off campus. Average temperature in Phoenix is 75 degrees. I say that because I often find that students from Pennsylvania really find that attractive, that, in December you can go out in shorts and a t-shirt and hang out, on a quad or a lawn somewhere, versus, it being snowy and cold back home. Something really unique about kind of our location as well is that we actually have 4 campuses spread across the Phoenix metro area, and students are assigned to a campus based upon the major they select when they apply for admission to ASU. There's no separate application process for them. When you apply to ASU, you are applying to the entire university. You just select your major and campus, and we'll tell you kind of where you're going to be. Something important to note too is that each campus is connected by an inter-campus shuttle system. It's free for ASU students to ride, so you can, if you're a Tempe student and you want to go downtown, you can just hop on the shuttle and take classes there if you wanted to as well. We're not really restrictive in terms of you're a Tempe student, so you have to be at Tempe, or you're at West, so you have to be at West. Do you want to take classes elsewhere? You totally can. I always kind of joke that we're a choose your own adventure book when it comes to university and college life. So there's really kind of something for everyone to be a part of and kind of find that fit for them. Just a brief overview of each campus. First, we have our downtown Phoenix campus. This is our medium-sized campus. This is where all of our majors with a public purpose are housed. Think things like journalism, nursing, and healthcare, things that kind of serve the greater public good. Located in the heart of downtown Phoenix. Next, we have our Polytechnic campus. This is located in the East Valley. This is our maker and our doer campus. This is where a lot of our hands-on programs are located. Think things like professional flight, graphic information technology, automotive systems engineering, very hands-on and things that students are usually really interested in, very technical things. Next, we have our Tempe campus. This is our largest campus and is really kind of the home to a lot of our kind of school spirit, because it's also where our athletics are housed. We are an NCAA D1 school, a part of the Pac-12 conference. A wide variety of majors represented here, everything from education to engineering to liberal arts and sciences. There's really kind of a good variety here. And then last but not least is our West campus, located in the West Valley near Glendale. This is our small liberal arts approach to learning. So this is where you really get the best of both worlds. You get all the resources, big ASU, but in a smaller experience with smaller class sizes and the ability to kind of get to know your professors a little bit better and have that small college experience. So I mentioned you'll select a major when you apply to ASU. We actually offer over 350 different degree programs just for undergrads at ASU. So there really is kind of something for everyone. We have a really helpful degree search tool, asu.edu/degrees. You can search all of our degree programs and view the major map for each. So that'll give you a good idea of the classes that you'll take and kind of what to expect during your time at the university. Now, we're really big on students building a sense of community during their time. We really want you to make that big ASU experience feel a little bit smaller. And we do that a myriad of ways. We have over 1,000 different clubs and organizations on campus. Of course, if there's something you want to start, like many others, you can definitely do that. But I usually say with us, we probably already have it with 1,000 different clubs and organizations. So definitely a lot of ways to get involved that way. We also utilize a residential college model style of living for our students. So first year students are expected to live on campus their freshman year, and you'll be housed with other students from your academic college. So if you're an engineering student, you're gonna live with engineering students. If you're living with, or if you're a business student, you're gonna live with business students. The idea is to kind of translate the academic experience outside the classroom into the residence halls as well. There's a wide variety of programming that they'll bring you tailored to specifically your major and the areas that you may struggle in. And so that's really beneficial for our students and long-term success. Now, as far as applying to ASU goes, we do assured admissions. So our admissions process is very straightforward. We look for really two big things. We look to see that you've completed 16 core competencies in your high school curriculum. So they're all listed here. So we look for those 16 core classes. And if you have all 16 of those classes, we then look for one aptitude requirement. And so that aptitude requirement can be an 1180 on the SAT or 24 on the ACT. 3.0 GPA based off those core classes. That's really key. There's that core GPA language. Or top 25% of your high school graduating class. So if you have one of those aptitude requirements, you're in, you're good to go. You don't need all four of them, you just need one. So we are test optional for admissions if you have that GPA or that class rank, so you don't need to send us a test score. I still highly recommend taking it if you can and sending those scores because that can benefit you when it comes to scholarships. So speaking of scholarships, all students who are admitted to ASU are automatically considered for a merit-based scholarship. Right now, so the language here is for fall 2021. We were test optional for scholarship purposes. I don't know if that's going to continue into fall 2022, so stay tuned. So that's why I highly recommend if you can take an ACT or SAT, go ahead and do it just so you have it. But we'll automatically consider you for those scholarships, no need to apply. For out-of-state students, those can range from about $7,000 per year to about $15,000 per year. And we also have some additional scholarships you can apply for once you are admitted to the university. Like everyone else, we are kind of opening up on-campus tours and visits again, so we'd love to have you. Granted, it is getting a little hot in Phoenix this time of year, so we recommend coming early. We also offer a wide variety of virtual programming as well, college breakout sessions, things like that. So if you want to learn more about ASU or just life in general, please come visit us. Please attend one of our online sessions. You can just go to visit.asu.edu. And this is just my contact info. I am the admissions representative for the state of Pennsylvania. I'm actually based in Texas, though, so I'm only an hour behind you. So please feel free to reach out with any questions you might have. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And thanks to all of our presenters. We now have a few minutes for some Q&A before we wrap things up. So I'd invite all of our presenters to join me back on camera and respond to this question. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And I'll ask our presenters to respond in the same order that they presented. So Marywood University, you're up first.
All right, great. So definitely, I would say like with more college campuses opening up for in-person visits, because I know it's been tough with the pandemic and doing mostly things like, via virtual and things like that. So I would say if whatever schools you're interested in, if they're definitely open for college visits, definitely go and schedule a visit, because then you could see the area, speak with faculty, student ambassadors, things like that. So you'll really get a good feel of if that's place, if that's the place for you. So definitely schedule a visit, if you can.
I would say I would recommend checking your email on a regular basis. We want to make sure you don't miss out on any important communication. So it's good to get in that habit right away. And don't be afraid to reach out with any questions. That includes reaching out to staff, but also students. So when you are on campus doing the tours, if you have a student tour guide or you see students on campus, don't be afraid to ask them about their experiences.
I'm going to go a little bit esoteric with mine, because I always tell people the best advice I can give you as a student looking at colleges is you're going to write your own story no matter where you go, as you're kind of like navigating the tremendous amounts of options out there. Pick the places that gives you the best tools to write the story that you want, because we all want different experiences, and there's so many different specializations among even just the colleges on this call itself. So really a lot comes down to who you are. and convey that in the application process as well. If you're looking at the college essay, for instance, don't be afraid to like show more of who you are in that and kind of give us a sense of that, because that's just a great conversation both ways. Then you're trying to find the right fit for you, and then that helps us navigate that process with you.
My advice would be don't let others influence your decision. Make that decision for you. Don't go following friends where they're going to school, and don't limit your options. Consider the big schools, the medium-sized schools, the large-sized schools, private, public. Consider all your options, because you would be surprised of what you find.
My advice is definitely to take the risk and just apply. It's better to have the option of potentially another yes. My big motto that I've lived by is it's better to take advantage of something and then choose to turn it down if you want. It's better to not be scared by sticker price. You never know what financial aid you might get until you actually apply. So better take the opportunity while you can. Spend $50 on an application fee and decide from there. Have the option to at least potentially find your home instead of limiting yourself to only a few options.
I think it's kind of hard to not like say anything that everyone else hasn't said already. But something I think that's kind of good that has come out of the pandemic is just that virtual offerings now are very robust. I think a lot of opportunities to learn more about universities and kind of experience them online are much better than they were, even a year or two ago. And so I think take advantage of that as you're looking into schools. Like, you don't have to necessarily buy a plane ticket and fly yourself out there immediately to, figure out if it's the right fit for you. There's a lot of great online resources and tools. We all, I think, kind of pitched our like online stuff that we were doing as well. So like, there's a lot of great ways for you to kind of get connected even before you step foot on campus. But definitely visit if you can, because it really will make a difference.
Awesome. Thank you all. So our next question is, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus?
So I have to say, so where admissions actually is located in on Marywood's campus is in our rotunda. So it's just one of the best buildings on campus. It's very beautiful, and then right in the middle of it, it's kind of like, I always say, like, it's kind of like our version of Rockefeller Center. We have a 30-foot Christmas tree that is brought in every single year, and that's how we kick off finals week with the students, where we'll have our student choir and orchestra, and we invite the community for a Christmas tree lighting every December. So it was a little bit different last year, with COVID and everything, but we're hoping that that it would continue again in December. But yeah, I would have to say that's definitely one of our favorite traditions at Marywood. That's how we end the semester every fall. So
my favorite event every semester is the dance ensemble performance. It's one of the largest student organizations, and it has, all different kinds of dance, and ranges from students who go on to graduate to become professional dancers to students who've probably never danced before in their lives. So it's just something I really enjoy to see, all the creativity and passion.
My one, actually, I would say, maybe it's just because we just went through commencement in person, but when students arrive on campus, the intro procession, you go through Bentley Hall, which is the oldest building on campus. And then for graduation, you actually retrace those steps going back. And that's become a really favorite beginning and end tradition, kind of like the bookmarks. So not quite necessarily like the yearly annual student traditions, but it's a nice little bookmark to the whole experience, and that's on all of our logos as well. So it's quite a hallmark of ours. Quite literally, it's a hall and it's a mark of ours. So
I would have to say my favorite event that we have on campus is called Griffin Madness. It's our largest event that we have on campus. It's in preparation for the men's and women's basketball season, but it's essentially a spirit week, and it ends in a huge pep rally with wing eating contests. Our Voices of Gwynedd, which is our choir on campus, sings the national anthem, and it's a faculty against student basketball game. It's super fun, and everyone gets involved.
One of my favorite traditions is at our Daytona Beach campus. We're actually only an hour away or so from Kennedy Space Center. So with the shape of our student union, it actually faces the direction that a lot of the launches take off from Kennedy Space Center. So it's not like a formal tradition, but a lot of the times when NASA launches rockets or SpaceX or whoever's launching from Kennedy Space Center, all of our students will go to the top floor of our student union building and all watch the launches together. So just kind of a cool component, bringing our students together because a lot of them are working on planes or learning to work on planes or flying planes in different ways between the pilots and engineers and everything. So it's kind of just a unique feature about our campus.
Yeah, so one great thing about average temperature in Phoenix being 75 degrees is that if you like doing anything outdoors, like we are the perfect place because you can be outdoors most parts of the year. There's mountains and things you can hike. So behind me, this background, I'm obviously not on a mountain right now. Hopefully you figured that out. But this is very strategic that I have this because this is a mountain. So this is our Tempe campus. This is a mountain that overlooks the Tempe campus right now. You can kind of see it's yellow. And at the beginning of every freshman year, or every year, first year students will actually hike up a mountain and paint the A white to symbolize the beginning of a new year. This is known as Echoes from the Butte. And then right before our big football game against the University of Arizona, our biggest rival, they will camp out and protect the A to make sure that it doesn't get painted blue, which you can look that up if you are wondering why blue. But yeah, that's, I think, a really cool tradition that we have. Actually, upperclassmen can get involved in it too, but it's really big for the freshman students since it's their first time. And so I think that's a lot of fun.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So we are out of time for this session. So I want to say thank you for joining us. When this window closes, there will be a link to a quick survey. We do appreciate your feedback. Just a reminder to sign up for additional sessions that are taking place as part of this fair. And you'll be able to access the recording from this session as well as others in about a week at strivescan.com/Pennsylvania. So again, thank you to our presenters and have a great rest of your evenings.